Basic beer review time, and today we've got another Molen beer from Menorca, that I bought in Menorca, and it's a can of their Cerveza Malta, 100%. So it sounds like it's, well, an incredibly malty beer. Now I was just checking, it's 5.5% ABV, because I was just checking it wasn't one of those alcohol-free sort of malt drinks that you can get. Which I've had one of them once and it was horrible. It wasn't nice at all. So I imagine this is like a really malty beer. When I, a long time ago, back in when I first started getting into my beers, this would have been like 2005, I was on holiday in Austria, and I used to love the Kaiser beer that they had there, the Kaiser Lager. Shows how green I was back then. And they had one, and Kaiser did a beer called Doppelmalz, which was kind of like a dark beer, and it was really malty beer, and I really liked it. I thought it was an amazing beer. It's the first time I'd ever tried it. I ever had a beer like that, really, which was like, yeah, it was like Kaiser Doppelmalz. I don't even know if they do it anymore, but they did it back then. So I'm wondering whether this might be similar to that, like just like a really malty, quite dark beer. We will find out in a minute when we open it, won't we? So, yeah, so Molen beer, Malta, 100%. No idea what this is going to be like. I just thought I'd get it anyway, see what I think. Let's crack it open and let's start pouring it. So, let's pour. So it's light in colour. I didn't expect it to be lighter in colour. I expected it to be quite a dark beer, but that's fine. We'll go to about there in it with it. I don't think there's anything hiding at the bottom. So I got this glass. I brought this glass out especially because I thought it was going to be like a dark beer. This is my kind of imperial stout tasting glass. So I'm having a bit of a smell already. So yeah, it smells like a really malty lager. Basically, it smells like a really malty lager. Almost like an Oktoberfest beer. It almost smells like one of them. When I said a while ago about the Oktoberfest beers, how they were all very different. There was very different styles of Oktoberfest beer. This reminds me of one of them really, really malty sort of Festmaßen beers. Smelling great. Oh, it smells great. Smells a bit like that, a bit like the Oktoberfest beer from Lidl, and I don't mean that in a bad way because I thought that was a good beer. Yeah, it smells very interesting. It smells very malty. There's no off smells there. Get a little bit of the lemon and syrup that you're getting from lagers, but it's sort of like overwhelmingly malty. I'd say that's the main smell you're getting there. I mean, obviously we'll see what the taste gives us, because the taste is a different beast altogether, isn't it, really? But at the moment, that is smelling very, very pleasant. Interesting beer. Okay, let's go for the old taste then. Cheers. So yeah, I mean, that beer is very nice. It's very nice. It's very interesting. It's malty. It's better than the other Molen beer. It's a lot more interesting. It's got a lot more flavour than the other Molen beer. Although after trying that Molen beer a bit more, I got some more of the flavours whilst I drank it more. And it was a very nice lager, I won't lie. But this one, it's very crisp. It's got a bit of bitterness. It's not overly sweet. That's it. Sometimes these malty beers can be overly sweet. Let's get the rest of it in here. So the malty beers can be overly sweet. I've not really said much about how the beer looks, really. It's an amber colour with quite a thin head. Just rolling that everywhere. It's an amber colour with quite a thin head. And I say malty beers can be quite sweet. This one is not. It's got a lovely bitterness to it. It's not an unpleasant bitterness. It's a very natural bitterness. It's very crisp. It's very crisp as well. Sometimes the malty beers tend to be a bit less crisp, but they tend to be a bit softer. This one isn't. This isn't. Hasn't got a. It hasn't got like a full mouthfeel. It hasn't got a thick mouthfeel like some of the malty beers can have. It's very crisp. It's very lagery. If it wasn't called 100% Malta, then you wouldn't think it was a particularly malty lager. Really, it's just a crisp, refreshing lager, which has got more to it. It's got a bit more to it. It's got more body than you get in usual lager. It's got more of a breadth of flavour. A little bit of sweetness, a little bit of digestive biscuit coming off the top of that malt. But it is a very pleasant drink. It's better than the other one, I think. It's all subjective anyway, really, but I'd say for me it's better than the other one. It's tastier than the other one, but it's also dearer than the other one. I think this was about €1 a can, I think, a bit more, maybe about 110, which again is still decent price for this. The other one was about 80 cents a can. But yeah, it's crisp, it's refreshing, and it's got a little bit more body to it than just your average lager. It's a bit like a slightly weaker Fest beer, basically. Slightly weaker Oktoberfest beer. Those kind of malty Oktoberfest beers that you get, rather than the more crisp, Lowenbrau style Oktoberfest beers that you get. Sometimes over there. So yeah, I mean, it's a yes from me. It's often a yes. There's not many that get a no really. It's decent. It's not amazing. It's a decent lager. It's certainly worth the money I paid for it. Obviously, again, not going to go back to Spain just to get one of these. I wouldn't order it online to try and get one. But if you're over there and you see this on the shelf, I would say have a go at it. They're really nice. They're going down. It's going down easy. It's a very pleasant drink. Anyway, I've got 2 more of these beers to try, so I'll be sticking reviews of both of them up, and I've got something special coming up on the horizon, which is a bit of a mammoth task for me. Well, it's for me anyway. You'll see what that is when it comes up. But until then, that's all there is to it. Have a good one.